malnourished, you know, very, very skinny. But then, you know, I've kind of learnt that a fat person, they're lacking the nourishment the body needs to function properly, and being overweight's you know, their body, well, our body's way of saying, you know, we're not treating it right or getting the right stuff for it.
I never thought we'd come to an impoverished place and see obese people and as like a normal thing, like nobody's batting an eye, you know.
When we were in the city centre, I saw like girls walking past with like high street branded like Zara bags, everything. And I would like to know what they think, you know, about what's going on here.
In order to see how the other half live, Dan and Lauren are leaving the slum for one night and are attending the launch of a hip new fashion label in uptown Buenos Aires.
I feel very inferior. Everyone's so beautiful. Because I want to wear what half the people here are wearing, and I can't. I look like a sausage.
I feel like I'm like David Attenborough, watching a different species.
Lauren finally plucks up the courage to talk to her fellow partygoers to find out what the wealthier people of Buenos Aires think of the obesity crisis.
Hola. Do any of you speak English?
Yeah.
You do? Ah, superb. Hi, sorry. We're doing a documentary about obesity. Obviously, me and him. To be honest with you, I feel quite nervous because everyone's really small, and I feel...
I have curves. I have...
but they're in the right places.
Yours too.
Oh no, what too much. Would you have ever thought there was an obesity problem in Argentina? Or have you noticed an obesity problem?
No, it's not really a big amount of people obesity here. Maybe like in the United States, it's a lot more.
Yeah.
It's not really very much here.
We're here for a documentary, and we've been staying in the slum, the slum.
What is Villa?
It's like the poorest parts of Argentina.
The poorest part?
Oh no, the poorest.
Oh.
Yeah, we're staying in the slum. It's like basically two of like rich, poor. The poor are fat and the rich are skinny, and it's, you know what I mean?
In the villas here, really?
Yeah.
Oh my God, that's incredible.
That's what we thought. We thought there'd be like...
Wow, and you go to a villa and you see all
loads
these
of fat.
people.
Yeah, it's because they all eat grisa food.
Wow, that's incredible. I've never even realized that. The thing is, I've never been inside a villa.
No, exactly. Everyone in there is very, very, very small, and everyone I've spoken to doesn't seem to realise that there's like an obesity problem in the slums. And it's just mad. If there was a place that bad in England, I'm pretty sure we would know about it.
Later that night, back in the slum, Lauren reflects on the fashion world she longs to be part of.
No, it was probably the first time in a good couple of years I've proper felt self-conscious, I think, for a little bit, and it was odd. But I think it's where, you know, I enjoy fashion and like clothes and stuff, and I felt like I couldn't properly enjoy it because of my size and stuff. I enjoy like fashion photography, and I would like to go somewhere with that, but I know for a fact that I probably wouldn't be able to have the confidence to do it the weight I am.
You're 90% more likely to develop diabetes if you're obese, and you're twice as likely to have heart disease. But those are just some of the life-threatening illnesses that can come from being massively overweight. Maria is no exception. She's been experiencing chronic pains in her stomach and has asked Dan and Lauren to accompany her to the public hospital.
Hello, ¿cómo está? Hello. Bueno, muy bien. ¿Cuántos años hace que tiene
me pongo muy nerviosa y quiero comer. Que últimamente, hace un mes más o menos, me agarró un dolor acá.
Sí,
Y acá.
sí. Toma agua.
Gaseosa.
No toma agua tampoco.
No tomo agua.
Toma gaseosa solo.
Coca.
¿Cuántos litros de Coca-Cola toma por día?
5 botellas más o menos, 4 botellas.
¿5 botellas de cuánto?
2 litros,
10 litros por día.
más o menos.
Usted es consciente de que no es normal tomar 10 litros de Coca-Cola por día y que eso evidentemente es perjudicial para la salud. Entra en un contexto de descontrol. Este es el momento para que usted diga, paro. I think she has gallbladder stones, so I think that we have to confirm the diagnosis by an ultrasound, and if we can confirm the diagnosis, it's necessary some treatment, medical or surgical treatment.
Gallstones are caused by an excess of cholesterol that turns into solid lumps in the gallbladder.
Yeah.
They are just one of a long list of obesity-related diseases that Dan and Lauren could get.
You have obesity.
Yes.
The consequences of the obesity, where?
Yes.
Tell me, please. What do you know about that?
Diabetes,
Yeah,
heart problems,
yeah,
certain types of cancer.
yeah.
Fatty liver disease, quite a few. Kidney stones.
Yeah, kidney stones and gallbladder stones.
Stomach ulcers.
Yeah.
So we have to prevent that.
Yeah.
And the best form to prevent that is get weight down.
Yeah.
Very, very down.
Yeah. Yeah.
Same with anything, like, smoking and lung cancer or this. It's one of those things, like, you don't really think anything will happen to you. You think you're invincible because you don't realise, you know what the effects are, but it's like, yeah, you just don't believe it would ever happen to you, or you won't believe it will until it actually does.
So that the message really sinks in, Dr. Chiapetta has suggested Dan and Lauren drop by the ulcer ward on their way out.
Además de eso, el hablar de toda la patología venosa está sumamente vinculada al sobrepeso.
Venous leg ulcers are a result of poor circulation caused by weight on the abdomen. The blood cells, unable to flow properly, start seeping through the veins, and the fluid that oozes out destroys the surrounding flesh and eats away at the skin.
Entre cada visita al hospital.
If left untreated, the ulcers can get so infected that the leg has to be amputated.
Tratamos en el consultorio siempre de no ir directamente a una amputación, sino el interior de la tibia él estaba expuesto. Está mucho mejor porque era.
I feel rough. I feel rough.
Like I say, it's fair enough someone telling you this is going to happen to you if you carry on the way you're going, but once you see it in front of my face, it's horrible. It was horrible. I mean, that woman, the first woman we saw, she wasn't even that big, and she still had that thing on her leg, probably about like 3 sizes bigger than her, both size-wise, and yeah.
My main concerns for me personally have always been diabetes and heart. And so things like that are just an extra worry on top of everything else.
Dan may be aware of the health risks of obesity, but so far he's chosen to bury his head in the sand.
I think it's easy to become lost in the lifestyle of not doing anything but staying in and obsessing over food.
His friends and family are losing patience with his defeatist attitude.
I'm not being funny, he's a very much lazy git, if I'll be honest. He hates being big, he hates it. But he doesn't seem to want to do anything about it.
I do worry about him a lot, even though we're not together anymore. No one can help him now apart from himself. He needs more than people like just saying to me, yeah, you should lose weight. He needs a bigger shock before it's too late, because it will get too late at a point.
Unsettled by what they've seen at the hospital, Dan and Lauren head back home with Maria. On their way, they drop into her friend Isabel's, whose 10-year-old son Fabrizio is morbidly obese.
Back in England, the main thing for childhood obesity is the fact that kids don't go out and play as much as they used to. They sit in and play the computer than rather go out and play with their friends. Is that the same over here?
No, y acá no, acá es diferente porque acá lo que pasa es que hay mucho peligro, más por el barrio donde vivimos y los chicos están más sedentarios, viste, en la casa y no salen tanto. Si sale pensando, viste, que no le va a pasar nada y pensando, llamando a mi hermana, llegó, está ahí con ustedes, pero siempre hay que esté adentro de un lugar. No pueden estar todo el día jugando porque está peligrosa la situación acá en este momento. Está feo.
When I was younger, I could go out and play whenever I liked, but I chose not to because I would rather sit in and play with the computer and things like that. It breaks my heart to know that I'm obese by choice and obesity and ill health is being forced upon you, really.
Sorry. A bit upset, sorry.
Debo preguntar. Cuesta.
It's like a death sentence. It's like they don't have the money to like get decent food. They're stuck eating their fright. They've got a little house and they can't go out. The kids are stuck in a confined space. It's just really sad. It's like we have the option, you know, we can choose to be healthy, you know, we can go out and exercise, but we choose not to. And like they don't have a choice in the matter, they have to stay in.
After a couple of days experiencing life in the slums, the Brits head back to the Miriams. Whilst preparing dinner, they fill the family in on what they've seen.
In 10 years, the community in the slum has gone from children being very malnourished and underweight to still malnourished but seriously overweight.
Cuando hay mucha familia, lo que más piensa es que rinde más. ¿Qué va a dar más cantidad? Entonces, ¿qué se hace? Flour, mucha. Fideos, arroz. Se olvidan de lo que les va a hacer bien y, bueno, es todos los días comer. Para que no les falte a los chicos.
We visited the hospital and there was a man there, like, his whole round there was all like, oh, it was horrible. It was all ulcerated and it just been eaten away. Has anyone here ever had ulcers? No.
Por suerte no. Estos días yo me estoy haciendo un estudio de tiroides, que también ocasiona que uno engorde. Y los primeros síntomas, la piel muy seca. La piel muy seca y en los pies muy secos. También puede ser pelo que se caiga.
The thyroid gland regulates hormones that keep the body running properly. A lack of good nutrition can affect the production of these hormones, which can then cause excessive weight gain. Mother Miriam also suffers from this problem.
El loquito de vuelta. Ellas son para tiroides, que yo tengo tiroides. Este para la presión. Este para diurético. Hace como 6 años más o menos que empecé yo con la diabetes. Me tomó, pero de repente casi me mató. Casi.
My friend's dad has diabetes very, very bad, and he doesn't do anything for it because he thinks that you know, we've all got to die at some point.
I had that opinion as well, and yeah, and that's why I wanted to change it. What I've realised